Sticking your neck out, Lindsey, and unfortunately, you've been proven right. But again, years ago, I did legwork and found out and confirmed that you were telling the truth. I already trusted you in my gut with my discernment, but on something this important, we do journalistic ferreting and probing and snooping around. And just with the info you've already given us, a lot of people we'll be able to figure out who the other Mr. X is, even more powerful, who is still alive. And we're not sure about the other guy. You're just out of contact. You talked to him 2.5 weeks ago. He said, I got 2 weeks. And you said he could, had trouble speaking. And you've also talked to some of his family who say he's in really bad shape. So we're not sure. But this morning talking to you, you said that you do think in your gut, since you can't get a hold of him, that he may have died.
Yes. They said he was just a very short period of time. But the things that they have told me, Alex, I don't doubt that the president had 34 warships that went with him to India. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
No, that's Associated Press.
Some major events taking place in gold and silver. Gold is back up this morning. Oh, my gracious. And silver prices, you can expect them to do exactly what the Mr. X told me. That their currency is gold and silver, and you can expect gold to be on up to $2,000 an ounce in a very short period of time. And you're going to see it in direct correlation with the crude oil prices as they go up.
Okay, Lindsey, I want to give us a prelude to the other information that you said you couldn't talk about with the deathbed Mr. X, Mr. Fromm. Give us as much, and then we'll flesh it out in more detail next hour or later in the hour. Give us as much that you can now tell us that you couldn't talk about a few weeks ago. And then also give us a prelude to what the other Mr. X is now telling you.
Well, first of all, the second Mr. X, the gentleman who is still alive, has definitely verified that all of these things are true. Crude oil prices are going to go up. Gold and silver is going exactly where they said it was going. The fact that, I think on the show that I was on with you about 2 weeks ago, I indicated that you don't pay attention to what happens in North and South Korea. Don't pay attention to what happens in the Middle East. Those are just distractions. The real interest right now that you should watch very carefully is China and Russia. And I use the expression, can you imagine Walmart without any items on the shelf marked made in China? The mortgage crisis, positively, you're beginning to see this emerge now exactly. The MBS, the mortgage-backed securities issue, emerging exactly as Mr. X said it, and I gave it on your show 2 weeks ago. So all of these things are fitting into perfect place. And then since Mr. Fromm now probably has passed away, the other Mr. X has gone into some things. The elite over the years have talked with me about a number of things that I just haven't said anything about. And on the last program I was on with you, you kept asking me over and over and over on the program, well, Lindsey, is there anything else that you haven't told us? Well, yes, there were a few things, but out of respect for Mr. Fromm, I did not want to say them until after it was all over with. Well, now, supposedly, he probably has passed on. These people know where things are that the average person do not know. You have to understand that Mr. Fromm trained his son as a doctor, and as a result of that, when he came down with this massive cancer, his son persuaded him to go the natural route. Oh, I'm sorry, not the natural route, but the conventional route of chemo and radiation. As a result, he's not surviving. The other Mr. X, who is now alive, likewise, back 9 years ago, had cancer in both lungs. The doctor said there's nothing we can do for you. Just keep yourself comfortable. You're going to die. He found out, as these people have the ability of doing, how that this could be taken care of. He went to Europe, and they did. He's totally well. He's completely cured. He's flying his airplane again. He has no symptoms whatsoever. And if a person wants, and this definitely affects a person's finances. I know this is the financial section of the program, but the doctors will get all that you've got, and you'll leave nothing to your children. And they usually get it in the last 6 months to a year before you die. And they're positive. There's no reason for you ever to suffer with cancer. There is no reason for you to ever have the pain of cancer. There is, and they know how to do this. And Mr. Fromm knew it too, but his son persuaded him to go in the other direction. The other Mr. X did not, and he's perfectly well, has been for 9 years, has no reoccurrence. They've told me how to do this. They've told me where it is. I have all of the information, and if there's anyone that you know who has a malignancy, they need not suffer, they need not die, they don't have to be robbed by the medical society of everything they have before they die. And I have a phone number you can call. They've been willing to give it to me. I just confirmed the other day that I'm free to give this out. And folks, there's so much more to what these elitists know than just where gold and silver prices are going and where crude oil prices are going.
Interesting. We'll talk about that later, but we know the elite do have a lot of other treatments and things that they've suppressed from the public that do have higher rates of cure, and that they're always trying to suppress things like that, and we will discuss that. But I want to get Bob Chapman's take on the different issues that we've been discussing here. I mean, to have former chief operating officers, heads of operations, CEOs who are at these highest levels, they can just confirm, Bob, but we can already see the writing on the wall. I mean, it's all right here. But it is really frightening that so much of what these Mr. X's have talked about has been so accurate. But I remember back in 2006, this is in my film Endgame, produced 2007, that both Jim Tucker of American Free Press and Daniel Estulin have sources inside Bilderberg. I'll just leave it at that. And I was there at Bilderberg, covering it from outside, and they, matter-of-factly, when I interviewed them both, said they're going to pop the mortgage bubble. And, 2006, nobody was talking about that. It ran up for another year and a half. And they said then they're going to get everybody in debt, and they're going to use that debt to bring in, the global government. They want to bankrupt people to make them more easily managed. They're going to drive up oil prices after that. And then in 2008, months before it started driving up to 150 a barrel, we got the same intel in Chantilly, Virginia, from Bilderberg sources. Tucker did. So, I mean, it's clear they're really in there calling the shots, Bob Chapman.
Well, they certainly are. And, just take oil as an example on a fundamental basis. It's probably worth $60, $65 a barrel, but that doesn't mean anything because the oil market has been manipulated by the OPEC members as well as others for a long time. And if they want to take it to 150, they can do it. And it doesn't take a lot to do it. And you saw, since 1988, the suppression of the gold price, which at worst should be selling at $2,400 an ounce and at best $7,700 an ounce. And they do those kind of things, and it's proven. And if we can, we have to take the power away from them to do that. And that's not going to be easy because they're ensconced and they're doing the things that they want to do. But they obviously, from what Lindsey said, have agreed among themselves that they're going to allow gold to go up at least to $2,000 an ounce. And we don't know, I don't think they probably do, where they want it. And I would think that there's a good possibility if it's 3 or 6,000 or whatever it is per ounce, if they still have gold in the U.S. Mint that belongs to them, then they would back the currency with it. What do you think, Lindsey?
Yes, I agree 100% with what you've just said. And, of course, you're getting it from the financial world as an expert in that field. I very humbly say that by the providence of God, and I give him all the glory, that I met these people years ago, and none of the predictions that I've made have ever come from me. I take no credit for this. Every one of them have come from the Mr. X's, the elitists who've told me these things over the years. But, Bob, what you're getting from the financial world, what I'm getting from the elitist, only by God's grace, so I can tell audiences like we're on Alex Jones' show today, we're both in agreement, perfectly agreement, but whenever they take the price of crude oil to $200 a barrel, they're still, let me stress this and try to explain it, they still are only giving the Arabs, all the OPEC oil-producing countries of the world, they're still only giving them $70 for the oil. Please understand this. You're talking about the devaluation of the dollar in direct proportion to the increase of the price of crude oil. And when crude oil gets to $200 a barrel, they are only giving the OPEC oil-producing countries $70 a barrel in purchasing power of the dollar, and they still have to use the dollar for the sale and trade of crude oil. Only between China and Russia is another currency going to be used. And Mr. X expressed to me the other day before he passed away, he said, Lindsey, whether they like it or not, the dollar is still the standard currency for the sale and trade of crude oil. And he said, with the way the dollar is going to go in relation to the way crude oil is going over the same time frame, they get to $200 a barrel, they will still only be giving OPEC $70 a barrel.
Okay, Lindsey, we got a break. And I want to come back and get into this. Is he dead or isn't he? We're not sure. Hi, this is Alex Jones. Did you know that the global elite are now storing non-hybrid seeds in secret storage vaults near the Arctic Circle? Did you know that in a real meltdown, non-hybrid seeds can become more valuable than silver or gold? It's true, seeds have outperformed even gold and silver before in this country, and it's possible that it could even happen again. So our friends at Solutions from Science have put together the perfect mix of non-hybrid seeds. They call it a survival seed bank, and it can produce an endless supply of nutrient-dense food for you and your family. And here's the best part. These seeds have not been genetically modified in any way, and you actually get enough seeds to plant a full-acre crisis garden. So visit them today at survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com, or give them a call at 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365. Remember, in a real crisis, non-hybrid seeds are the ultimate barter item. This is Alex Jones for survivalseedbank.com.
Pure water. What could be better than the gift of health for your loved ones? And who better to help you give the gift this holiday season than BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com? If those on your gift list are drinking or bathing in unfiltered city or well water, chances are that water is contaminated with rust, bacteria, chlorine, and fluoride. For just pennies a day, Berkey Water Filters remove dangerous contaminants from both well and city water, is powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water, and is great for camping and emergencies. Right now, GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems and free shipping on orders over $50. Purchase any filter system from BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com to get your choice of Berkey Sport bottles, a KDF shower filter, a set of fluoride filters, or the new Sight Glass spigot, absolutely free. Visit BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com or call 877-99-BERKEY today. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Give the gift of health at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com today.
Your natural organic herbal formula for heart health is Heart and Body Extract.
My name is Van, and I'm 68 years old, and I live in Vermont. In the spring of 2003, I started to have problems with my heart. It felt like my heart was pounding, made me feel breathless. I tried many different things to try to get some help for myself. Nothing did anything.
Heart and Body Extract is very powerful, very effective, and works quickly.
I saw one of Sharon's ads and ordered Heart and Body Extract. I noticed a difference quickly, within days. The episodes became less frequent, and by a month had completely vanished.
Usually you find a 30-day or 60-day guarantee. Heart and Body Extract comes with a lifetime 100% ironclad money-back guarantee. Details at hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305. Call 866-295-5305. 866-295-5305 for Heart and Body Extract.
Lindsey Williams, in his book, The Energy Non-Crisis, out for more than 2 decades, breaks all this down. The names are all there. People have gone back and figured this out. They've contacted these people. They've confirmed Williams has talked to them. And some people are confused in some of the comments I see on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. They're saying, well, wait, is there one Mr. X or two? There's 2 oil company executives, okay? He's just giving you the name of one of them. In 5 minutes, you can figure out the name of the other, but they've asked him until a certain point not to release